Okay, let's dive into this core claim from the material we reviewed. The sources are basically saying most of us are, well, stuck, living a kind of half-life.
Yeah, that cycle. Wake up, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. It sounds bleak.
It does. And the really sharp point is this idea that this state, this non-thriving, is supposedly by design.
Exactly. It ties into that script we're all sort of handed down,
Classic path: school, degree, job, house.
Right. And you follow it expecting security, expecting happiness. But the sources argue pretty strongly that the script wasn't actually written for your fulfillment.
It was written for
What?
productivity.
For productivity, yeah.
Yeah.
For the system's needs, not necessarily the individual's deep-seated sense of meaning.
Which explains why it can feel like a treadmill. You hit a goal, maybe get that promotion, or buy the thing.
And the satisfaction fades. Right.
Yeah.
The goalposts just seem to move further away.
So what's the actual mechanism behind that, psychologically speaking?
Well, the key mechanism highlighted is hedonic adaptation. It's often shortened to HA.
Hedonic adaptation. Okay.
It's actually a normal brain function. Your brain adapts remarkably quickly to new circumstances, positive or negative.
So that amazing feeling you get from a new achievement or even a new purchase.
It wears off. That dream job becomes, just your job, maybe faster than you'd expect. Your brain normalizes it. HA means we don't stay satisfied for very long from external changes alone.
Okay, but if that's just how our brains work, how does the system, as the sources call it, actually exploit that?
Well, it does it primarily by blowing up our standards of comparison. Massively.
How so?
Think about it. It used to be, keeping up with the Joneses next door, manageable comparisons.
Right. Your neighbor gets a new car, maybe you think about upgrading yours eventually.
But now, social media acts as this huge amplifier. You're not comparing yourself to your neighbor. You're comparing your everyday reality.
To the curated, glossy highlight reels of billionaires, models, influencers, people living lives that are statistically impossible for almost everyone.
Exactly. And that constant comparison, that huge gap between your life and those images, it breeds dissatisfaction, anxiety.
And that's the hook. That anxiety, the sources suggest, is where the system finds its leverage. It's the incentive.
Precisely. The material argues that the economic machine, as they put it, it doesn't actually want you to be fulfilled.
Why not?
Because genuinely fulfilled, content people.
Well, they don't buy as much stuff, do they? They don't constantly need the next upgrade, the next fix.
So the algorithms, the advertising, they're basically waiting for us to feel insecure or inadequate.
That seems to be the argument.
Sure.
Ready to swoop in and sell you the supposed solution. That new skincare, that online course promising wealth, the app that'll fix your life.
Always something external to fix an internal feeling.
Right. Which leads us away from consumerism and towards, well, philosophy.
Okay, so if the external why, the job title, the bigger house, the stuff is ultimately hollow, we need an internal why. This is where Nietzsche comes in. Yeah, that powerful quote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." It contrasts the flimsy external why the system offers.
With a why that you define yourself.
Exactly. And this connects to broader existentialist ideas too. Thinkers like Camus, Kierkegaard, they grapple with this idea that life might be fundamentally absurd, meaningless on its own.
That sounds pretty daunting. Absurd.
It can sound that way initially, but the sources frame it as liberating. If there's no single preordained meaning handed down to you,
Then you get to create it. You're the author.
precisely, you get to define what winning looks like for you. The game isn't rigged if you set your own goals. Thriving isn't about climbing their ladder faster.
It's about choosing your own ladder. Or maybe choosing not to climb at all.
Or choosing a different game altogether.
Yeah.
That's the real rebellion described. A free mind, one that defines its own purpose, is seen as uncontrollable and, crucially, unprofitable.
So thriving isn't about hustling harder within the existing structure.
No, it's about consciously opting out of the parts designed to keep you anxious and consuming. It's about choosing presence, maybe, over constant performance.
Resting without feeling guilty about it. Creating something instead of just scrolling and consuming.
Yeah. It's about reclaiming that innate human curiosity and freedom that the system, according to these sources, tries to reduce to just two functions.
Yeah.
Being a cog in the machine.
And a consumer for its products. Existing is easy. You just follow the script.
Mm-hmm.
So the final thought for you listening. Maybe the race they built isn't your race to run. Perhaps the most rebellious thing you can do, the most freeing thing, is to actually like yourself. Right here, right now.
Because just existing is following orders. thriving on your own terms.
Hmm.
That's the rebellion.